Hello, comrades, and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Vitali. I'm an Apple alumni. I lived and worked in the States for over a decade, and today I help up-and-coming businesses to build relationship-based approach with American clients. So in other words, I help businesses reach the American audience. And in this particular channel, I try to simply convey my kind of practices, my stories, my experience, and share some of my knowledge absolutely for free, without any idea or any sort of plan for monetization, just to spark a dialogue between us, right? To kind of reach that person who is currently struggling to reach the American audience out in the States and is wondering whether there is a better way. So kind of taking my experience working with the service and outsourcing industry with developers here in, I'd say, Eastern Europe and Europe in general, and my background working for a corporation, which is Apple, back in the States for so long, and kind of trying to connect the dots. So that's the main goal for this channel, and I hope you find some of these tidbits useful and productive for you and your company and your team and so on. And so today, I'm going to share another little secret with you. I kind of joke about it. I say it's a secret of 9 herbs and spices used by companies like Apple, right? Kind of referring to the super secret recipes of like McDonald's and other like food chains that kind of think, oh, they have this ingredient, the secret ingredient that makes it all stand out and makes their company successful and their product successful and so on and so forth. I think this particular 9 herbs and spices is coming from the KFC kind of ad and marketing campaign. So here's the 9 herbs and spices of Apple, or at least one of them. And to spark the dialogue today, I have a question for you. Since we've talked about all these companies already, right? Like KFC, McDonald's, and so on, what do you think is the secret ingredient that makes a good brand iconic? Something that is recognizable by everyone. I mean, if you think about it, there are millions of coffee shops and only one Starbucks, right? Millions of fast food chains, but only one McDonald's. In other words, why do you feel such joy and confidence, right, in buying significantly more expensive product from, let's say, Dyson, even though there's so much competition nowadays? And of course, for me, I wouldn't be an Apple comrade if I didn't bring up the Cupertino gang in this one. How do they manage to keep their brand, their service so consistent and so recognizable? Is it just about marketing? Then how come there's no universal strategy by now that can bring the same value to every company? So what is it then? Well, I'm not going to be generalizing and guessing here. Instead, let me just share what I actually know about this topic from an insider point of view. And what I can speak to is my specific area of expertise, which is Apple sales, technical support, and customer service. You may not know this, but a very first Apple store back in 2001 was designed with an image of an exceptional customer journey in mind. That image was taken from no other chain but Ritz-Carlton, and that is one hell of a luxury, white glove, personal treatment journey, let me tell you. Applying that to retail seemed crazy at the time. Of course, you might have noticed that Apple Store employees aren't exactly wearing tuxedos and white gloves, right? But what they are doing is they're providing a very personal and exceptional service, no matter which store you're in, no matter whether you're even at the store or calling them over the phone or chatting with them online nowadays, right? You kind of feel that consistency. But how can a company with over 147,000 employees, and counting, achieve this level of consistency? Quite simply, actually, there's a guide. And this guide is called Apple Steps of Service. And it's quite literally engraved in the employee handbook, so-called Apple Credo. You can search the web to see what it looks like. There are a couple of iterations of it since 2001. I still have mine, and it's like a customer service Bible to me and to everyone who's carrying it, who's working for Apple. As for the actual steps listed in there, they're actually pretty straightforward. They cover ways you should approach a customer and ask specific types of questions to help you discover pain points. They also emphasize active listening, forming follow-up questions, and positioning your recommendations to the customer. And as a way to wrap things up, you're recommended to end with invitation to return. Very simple, right? Now, of course, merely memorizing the steps isn't the only way to build a connection between you and a customer. It takes a certain individual, a type, if you will, to be able to present these steps the same way an actor on stage presents the scene to the audience. So that's the main reason, that's the secret ingredient. And that's the reason you see so many personalities, similar personalities working at Apple, whether it's in New York or Shanghai. So that begs the question for you. What is your company's secret ingredient? What is your company's main recognizable feature that makes it stand out? Do you feel you even have one? Do you think you need one? If so, if you think you have it, what do you employees do to stay consistent with that kind of style? What is your brand in the first place? Can a customer distinguish you from others? Which now there's a lot of competition around. And if not, if there isn't a secret ingredient in your 9 herbs and spices, is there anything that unites your team? Is there anything that unites them from the customer's perspective? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you have been, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.